When was the last time you had somebody ask you to provide a DJ related service absolutely free of charge? Just free. It takes a lot of guts to ask people to do stuff for free, I think. I got this friend who is a really good DJ and he charges a premium price for his services. He got this message from his brother, who, by the way, holds political office and is really good friends with the judge who is in the community he represents. This is the message he got. He's trying to figure out how to respond to it. Hey, are you available on December 9th to DJ a party at the, and it sounds like a nice venue. It's a group of folks that the judge and I ride our bikes with. We don't have any money to pay you, but I can get you a free meal for the family. Wow. I mean, this is his brother. He thinks he's being punked, by the way. I mean, that was his first initial thought. But then he's like, no, he's serious. He really wants me to do this for free and expects me to bring my wife and kids there to, like, eat food or something in exchange for performing for nothing at this rather, I'm thinking, premium venue. In this case, it's his brother, and I have a brother, and I don't want to tell my brother he's being an idiot. I'm not afraid to do that. And I got a message yesterday, and it wasn't that. It was a little different. I'm driving down the road, and in my truck, I got to get my stereo fixed, so I don't have hands-free phone. And this guy calls me, and I'm trying to take the call. It's a Chicagoland area code. Maybe it's just Illinois. I don't know. But somebody who's like, really telling me how great my YouTube videos are and how they appreciate them. And like, okay, somebody's calling me, fine, who's, watched the videos. They found my number on my website or something. And they said, look, can I borrow some lights? I'm like, look, I'm sorry I'm driving right now. Can you text me and tell me what this is regarding? And I'm thinking to myself, it sounds like this person just asked me to just give him some lights to use. I don't know him. Why would I just give a stranger lights, It's kind of weird. So, I get a couple more calls from this person as I'm driving and I ignore them. Then I get one and I'm like, hey, I'm still driving. I said text me. Tell me what's going on. So they finally did. And several hours later, I was able to have a look at the text. And this is the text. I'll read it to you. I don't know this person's name, by the way. I still don't know what their name is. I just know that this is what they're asking for. They sound young, but I don't know. I'm DJing a prep rally and need some lights for it. Would I be able to borrow some lights? And the event will be on October 8th on a Friday. I mean, I'm not in the business to giving stuff for free, loaning stuff out, But on the other hand, I want to be a nice guy, and I'm thinking, how can I help this person? If I don't know them and I try to rent them some product, I may never see it again. I've been put in very compromising positions with this stuff before, so I generally make it a rule not to work with anybody unless I know them pretty well. But having said that, I still want to help them out. So here was my reply. This is how I handled it. I don't lend out lights, but I do have some older fixtures I would be willing to sell you to get you by. I'm thinking about some of my old spin and puke stuff that I don't use anymore. It's just sitting here. I don't know if I know how much cash this dude has in his hand, and I'll try to help him out, I want to help people, but I can't be taken advantage of in that regard, where it's work for me, where I have to worry about, are my lights going to be returned? Is this check going to bounce? I don't want to go through any of that. I would rather just make it a clean transaction if this person needs help, and I want to help them. So that was my reply. Hey, look, can't loan you lights for free, but I can sell you lights cheap. That's basically what I was trying to say. Here's their reply. By any chance, can I just borrow the lights for one day, but I don't want to keep them, or keep them. I just need to borrow some lights, and maybe some lights if you have any. I am super broke. The only thing I have is to DJ my prep rally is my laptop and new Mark II Go DJ controller. By any chance, do you have an ADJ Megapar? I only need one as a spotlight. So here I am saying, hey, look, I'll sell you some lights cheap. And he's like, no, that won't work. Now he's asking for specific stuff. And I've already said that I don't loan out lights. So here's my response to that. Man, I'm sorry, but I don't loan out my equipment. And I'm thinking, hey, you know what? If you're doing a prep rally and this is your school, maybe the school has some lights you can use. Maybe the AV department has something. And the reply, okay, thank you. So nothing but free would do. There are people out there like that. I'm thinking about some of these charitable organizations that hit you up and say, hey, look, we're doing a benefit for animals, or we're doing a benefit for, I don't know, a community or a person or whatever. Can you DJ it for free? I don't know why, but there's all these marathons people want DJ for. Like these running events. They want to DJ at the finish line, but they don't want to pay him anything. And it's not that I'm not a charitable guy. I mean, I'm doing these videos for you, right? They're free. But when it comes to those charitable types of events, and I've suggested this to my friends as well, I think you have to kind of pick your cause. Because you can't save the world. You can't be out there all the time doing free events because some event organizer asked you to. Offering you exposure. Well, I don't know. I can't spend exposure. And what I have found is when people don't pay any money at all for something, they tend to not appreciate it at all or promote you at all or anything else. It means nothing to them. They have nothing invested. They're getting the service they want for free, and it's done and done. Sometimes you can bump these folks for a couple bucks, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah, pick and choose your causes on this. I mean, me, for instance, right? I had a stroke, so anything that has to do with that, I would like to support it. Brain injury, that sort of thing. And my stepson, he's mentally disabled, so anything that has to do with Goodwill or Special Olympics, yeah, you know what? If you asked me to do it, I would probably jump on board with that. But I can't be there for every charitable event. I just can't. The other thing I will say is that, when people ask for these deep discounts on things, and sometimes some of these, nonprofits will have this budget that's pretty low and doesn't quite meet what you need to go out and do the event. And they'll say, hey, look, we've budgeted $500 or we've budgeted $400 or whatever the case may be for a DJ. Can you help us out? Now, you can say yes or no to that, but usually that's just opening a negotiation process for this, where you can come back and counteroffer. Say, hey, look, I can't do it for $500. I usually charge $1,500, but I tell you what, I'd be willing to do it to cover my expenses and to help you out for $750. And they can come back and say no, or they could come back and say, hey, you know what? I think we can squeeze out another $250. Let's do this. Then in that case, they're taking you a little more seriously. I think it's all a negotiation process, especially when people are trying to get things on their terms for a fee or lack of a fee, perhaps. But yeah, man, I mean, it's tough. And, for me, I'm thinking to myself with this text I got, a lot of you may just blast somebody who calls you and say, hey, can I just borrow your speakers for free? You don't know me, but can I borrow your stuff? You may just tell them to go pound sand, but, I don't want this person to go blasting me on social media. And I really do genuinely want to help them out, so that's why, I offered to sell them some lights at a discount just to get them by. That wasn't good enough because there was absolutely no funds available, and at that point, I can't help you. He was trying to plead with me a little bit on this, but no, I'm not doing it. It's not my fault that this person decided to do this pep rally for obviously not enough money, where they couldn't afford to get lights or couldn't afford to get equipment or whatever the case might be. Maybe they're doing it for free. I don't know. But that's certainly not my problem. Tried to help. Wasn't good enough. I kind of made a counteroffer to his free. And I thought it was more than fair. I didn't have to do that, but I did it. Anyway, how do you handle these kind of things? I did have this one DJ that I worked for a long time ago that gave me some great advice when it comes to working for family. He said, when it comes to family, I don't discount anything. I charge them full price. And if they go ahead and pay that full price, then I will provide the services for them. And if they aren't a complete pain in the butt, at the end of the night, when I collect the fee, I might just say, you know what, this one's on me. And the reason he does this is because his experience is when he goes ahead and agrees to do things for free for people or highly discounted, you give them an inch, they want to take a mile. They want all of your time and attention, and they tend to beat you up for things. But if they feel like that they've paid for it, they tend to respect you and your services more. And they tend to respect your professionalism more. I don't know what it is, but that's human nature. A friend of mine called me a while back. He's like, I'm done with weddings. I was trying to help this guy out. He's in a martial arts class with me. I heavily discounted DJing his reception. Now he's asking me to do a ceremony for him for free. And he's asking me to attend rehearsals for free. And he's asking for all this music. And he's asking for multiple meetings before I do this event for him. He said, I finally had to tell him, look, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. We're done. You're going to have to find somebody else because this is asking way too much. It's kind of how people look at stuff. They don't seem to appreciate or respect you enough. And they just beat you up. Whereas if they're paying for the service like they normally would, they get a lot more respect for you. And if they ask for more, you can then say, fine, I can do it, but it's going to cost you this. And it won't be this big freak out. I don't know. Anyway, just a vlog today. How do you guys handle this stuff? Let us know in the comments section. Take care. We'll see you soon. Practice and enjoy.